Hello, welcome to Invictus Motors and Invictus Porsche. We've got our lovely tech guy here, Kyle. Kyle has had this vehicle up on the ramp. This is our little boutique, our setup, cozy, and just gives us more know-how and more appreciation to working on the Porsche 911s, but the Porsche brand in itself, and having some gorgeous cars just in the background, a 991, a 911 Turbo, and a 997 parked there in the background. But this is a 997.2, it's a Carrera 4, it's the wider bodied 911, and this is our intro, starting at the workshop. So Kyle, why don't you put it up and tell us what you've done on the vehicle, and just give us sort of a run through what you found on the vehicle, what are the good, what are the bad bits, just run us through it. Right off the bat, it's got two brand new tires at the back, as you can see. These are marked the 13th week of 2023, and this is actually a really good way of reading the age of your tires. So that's 13th week of 2023. You can see plenty of tread there on the tires, and it's had quite a few other new bits.
Yeah,
like the,
I mean, going straight from the back of the engine, it's had new heat shields for the exhaust, new manifold gaskets, very clean and dry. Normally these suffer with main oil seals, but this one is absolutely pristine, no oil leaks. No. Going along,
Carl, this now being 14 years old,
yeah.
When we say these are brand new, it means that these are not the original manifolds, and you could actually see the heat shields right there. These are brand new, and then the exhaust clamps here for the back box, the exhaust gasket seals, the nuts and bolts that actually hold the exhaust gasket seals, they've been replaced.
Even these mounting bolts at the side, these are quite common to shear when replacing the original. They've all been replaced, all the brackets. This mount is nice and secure.
The back boxes here, as you can see, these are 110%. At best, they're probably 2 years old. From what I can see, they just need a nice wipe down, just because of the muck that it picks up from the roads. But yeah, I mean, tell us about the rest of the disc pads. What condition did you find?
Disc pads are brand spanking new. Front and rear, they've got literally 95% life left on them. Front tyres, good.
I would say the front tires, they have about 40% life remaining. Yeah. Not so new, whereas those were like brand new. Also, what Carl's done is go through all the exposed metal, places like this and places like these cross members that you find. These have all been undersealed to protect it from any further corrosion. Yes, it's just simply surface corrosion, but it's still worthwhile addressing them. And then all the coolant pipes here, they're in really good condition, including these being in good condition. What we did find, you might see a tiny little weep of coolant right here. That's probably one of the downsides here right now. It could be a very simple.
Well, I mean, I've been finding sort of the last few we've had for our inspections, the hose clamp clips, they're rotting out and they're not holding pressure on the pipe. Yeah. We changed a couple on the previous car at the back, so I'm going to have to strip this front corner down, pressure test it, and do a full check of the coolant system.
Superb. Smashing. But I mean, all in, this is a pretty good example of a Porsche 911. These are the alloys. They are going to be taken over to the alloy refurb company. They will be acid stripped. As you can see, quite a lot of corrosion here on the inside of the alloys. This is where the salty UK roads are not very good sometimes for cars, but this is held up incredibly well. So those alloys are going to be out getting acid stripped and refurbed back into this gorgeous, and this is definitely one of my favorite alloys by far. Not just my favorite, but it is literally the favorite. The sort of sports classic, the Porsche sports classic alloys. We've not found any sort of oil leaks or any issues whatsoever. One of the issues that we did find, I'll put this back down if that's okay. One of the issues that we did find was the steering wheel.
Yeah. The leather going around the steering wheel, sort of, where they get worn, is sort of split and perished away.
This is the standard steering wheel that came with this vehicle. So it's been, not sure how this actually happened. No idea. If you've got any ideas, do let us know. Unless somebody had a dog on their lap and the dog went in and, you know, thought it was Christmas. But yeah, that's this steering wheel. We will actually, let me get my bearings right, have it wrapped rather than in leather, but have it wrapped in Alcantara. And at the minute, we've actually put this brand new sport steering wheel with paddle shifts. I think it looks absolutely amazing. Out of the box, directly supplied by Porsche. And the inside of this is in pretty good condition. I mean, there's no rips or any damage whatsoever to the seats. Cleaned it up a little bit just to make it nice to the eye. This is the 3.6 litre, again naturally aspirated. It's the later direct fuel injection engines. They don't suffer from bore scoring or IMS failure or IMS issues like the Generation 1s do. And I know only about 1% of those Gen 1s have that issue, but it's still a cause of concern for many people that want to actually get into Porsche 911 ownerships. This having 98,000 miles, you would not think for a minute that this has done 98,000 miles.
After taking it for a road test, I mean, you can feel, I think it's 345 brake, about 200 newton meters of torque, going through that 7-speed automatic. It really does pull well for a NA.
And a proper classic car. And when it gets to the kind of mileage that it's got to now, it's an absolute steal. It's a bargain at 26,500 pounds. So whoever does end up buying this, what a beautiful looking car this is. Let me actually now just take you to the front of this 911 as well, just to show you around the condensers. The condensers, they seem to be all in reasonably good condition, holding pressure in terms of the AC working as it should. And then you've got the xenon headlights as well, nice and bright. And one little area that I forgot to mention, this is probably the second area of concern, that the driver side rear LED light is actually brand new. As you could see, this is in really good condition, fitted recently, whereas this is the older, probably the original light that was supplied. What was very common is due to heat and due to just the way over the years it's just designed in such a manner that the white part of the LED lights, the skin of it, sometimes are very common issues on this generation, the 997.2. What we tend to do is remove the light, take out all the water ingress, and then actually to future-proof both the lights, we'll wrap them in clear tint. Both the lights will be wrapped in clear tint. This is everything in terms of a video and a review on the workshop end of things. We'll now take it out for a drive and tell you what it's like to drive, how it handles. I just love being behind the wheel in these Porsche 911s. I'm a huge fan, and just everything about it, it makes me want to get up early in the morning to come to work. Seeing these cars when they're bought, having them on the ramp, being inspected, make sure that they're prepared well before they go to its new home. And it's just a job that I've been doing now for circa 6 years, and makes me incredibly happy doing this job. Now, this 911, this being the 3.6 litre naturally aspirated flat 6 boxer engine, it produces 345 brake horsepower and 390 Newton meters of torque, and a 0 to 60 miles per hour possible in 4.8 seconds, and the top speed being 180 miles per hour. I mean, it's all the power packed into a 911 you could ever wish for or you could ever want. And what I absolutely love about it is the sport steering wheels with paddle shifts. Actually, I could sit head straight, and just gives you very much this driver focused feel when you're sitting behind the steering wheel. And having that 7-speed PDK transmission, the fact this is the 4-wheel drive, the wider bodied 911, just perfect for. Right at the beginning of the video, I said the mileage is 98,000. As a matter of fact, it's 95,000. Just putting it through its paces now. Just an absolute joy to drive one of these. And having fun on one of these. And I've actually taken, using the paddle shifts, dropping it to third gear. I actually took one of these not long ago on a trip to Portugal, going through France, Spain, and eventually the north of Portugal and then the south of Portugal. It's the perfect all-round practical sports car, especially having those extra 2 seats at the back, whether that be used for kids or extra luggage room. It's incredibly useful. Not sure if you can hear the sound, but it's a beautiful grunt coming out of it. Yes, it's the DFI engine. Probably doesn't have that raw organic sound of the Porsche 911 997 generation 1, but the generation 2 is really what so many of us seek to buy due to the peace of mind that it gives us. Dropped it to third. Oh, incredibly enjoyable. Just phenomenal feeling. And it's a car that you could genuinely drive in all weather conditions. And I was very impressed having it on the ramp with the way it looked. And nothing major required or needed work-wise. It's been serviced at 92,000 miles, if memory served me correct, in February 2024 of this year. So that didn't require a service either. And when it comes to eventually finding a home for this, I'm always curious to see what kind of person ends up buying it. And we absolutely relish having that prospective customer be a passenger and both be a driver, come out with us on a test drive and do one of these videos and share the experiences. And with where we are based, we're blessed with these beautiful, windy countryside, idyllic roads, especially now seeing the sun setting in the background. What more could anyone want for? The right road, good weather, sun setting down. And this is why so many of us sometimes want to buy one of these, if it's not something we will daily or drive every single day, which you could easily do. Especially at this price point of £26,500, you're not sort of out of pocket by much. And I think in 10 years' time, where the whole world will be just simply driving around in an electric car, unfortunately, this is where the world is heading. These are the kind of things that are not only going to continue to hold value, but we will be absolutely cherishing, just like we cherish the older classic 911s, you know, the air-cooled 911s. And you get the best of both worlds with the 997.2. You've got the DFI engine that is used in the later 911s, in the Porsche 991.1 from 2012 onwards. And you've got the same 7-speed dual clutch transmission, the PDK dual clutch transmission that you find in those cars, in the successor of this 911. But you've got the nimbler, smaller body of the true Porsche that it is, rather than the slightly longer or wider. This was on a ramp, so I couldn't really properly show you around the outside. Again, seeing this gorgeous basalt black metallic paint color C9Z with the daytime LED running lights, the 19-inch sports classic alloys. It's just a beautiful shape, seeing it in this classic widened body 911. I mean, this is the widened body that is used on the 911 turbos, the GT3 and the GT3 RSs, and obviously on the Carrera 4Ss and the GTSs. So to find it in the sort of 3.6 litre engine with that wider body, if it was mine, I would debadge it. I think it is an absolutely stunning looking and superbly well engineered 911. And just to quickly show you on the outside, you've got the sports steering wheel with paddle shifts, cruise control, the later PCM that allows you the mobile Bluetooth connectivity, front heated seats, the gear selector knob in leather and aluminium. You've got leather on the dash with dot stitching. And what I love about it is that 2+2 layout that you find on the Porsche 911s for the extra 2 passengers, or if you're looking for that extra added bit of practicality still, you get this massive boot space now, storing quite a lot of luggage. And that's everything that I could present today on this 911. Thank you very much for watching the video, and see you next time.